Hey YouTube, Master Waffles here, bringing you some information on Rome Total War 2 straight from the E3 panel. Sadly, I would have liked to be there, but unfortunately I'm poor, so let's get started. The images you see in the video are from the Sega panel at E3, as well as images Sega has put out days before showing off one of the historical battles featured in Total War Rome 2 called the Battle of the Nile, in which the forces of Caesar fights the forces of Ptolemy. Players during the historical battle can command Ptolemy's forces, who need to defend the hilltop from a Roman assault, while the Romans must take the hill from the Hellenistic-like forces of Ptolemy. By the way, Romans have a more difficult time during this battle with the Egyptians because of the hill advantage that the Egyptians share and whatnot. Over here on this screen, we see the armies of Rome, Sparta, and what appears to be Athens in Greece, which could imply the three are at war with each other or simply an open borders deal. At the bottom right, we see the minimap, and from what we can see, just like the developers had said, the map will go east to Afghanistan, south to Nubia, north to the British Isles, and west to Spain, with respective provinces dividing up the map. On the map, we see several icons which could represent the different armies and agents in the game. At the bottom of the minimap, we see several icons. The first icon represents the total gold of a faction. The number in red could be the gold being lost or earned. The third number could be the food or political points a faction could have in an empire, and the last icon would be time. At the bottom of the screen, we see several icons which could indicate anything. My guess is the trophy icon represents your faction's achievements, while the treasure chest could represent your faction's finances. The gears could mean production, and the sword with the plant could symbolize the wars you're fighting in. The top left, we see three icons which could pretty much mean anything as well, but my guess would be that the Roman icon would be an overview of your entire empire, while the second one could be diplomacy, and finally the last one could be your political faction with it blackened out, signifying that the player has already chosen a faction. Right now, anything is balls to the walls because these are my guesses. Over here at the next screen, we see Pontus alongside a couple of Macedonian units in the area, possibly indicating war or again another open borders deal between the two nations. The nation in the back could be Epirus as well, and can I just say that this map is gorgeous with the way the water and the coastlines look together, as well as the forests and the mountains of mighty Anatolia. And as we can see on this next screen, that the level of detail continues with how beautiful Egypt looks, with the mighty pyramids overlooking the gorgeous Nile River, along with the lush terrain that runs alongside the river, and it's Egypt's natural inhabitants like the camel or the African elephant that makes this place feel alive. On the screen, we can see Egyptian armies gearing up to assault Caesar's Roman army, with a naval unit poised to help the Egyptians in a joint naval and land attack on Caesar's regiment as he is being encircled by Egyptian units. And on this screen, we can see a zoomed out look at Egypt, and we also see that the minimap is more focused on the Egyptian homeland, which could imply that the minimap has the ability to zoom into regions on the map, allowing the player to focus on a specific region. We also see on the top left that the last icon has not been blackened out, which could mean that the Egyptian player has the option of choosing a political faction. We also see on the screen a white mist, which could just be a graphical effect or a fog of war feature in Total War. Again, balls to the wall because I am guessing a lot. In this final screen, we see the Roman army aim to invade Alexandria, as well as a Roman navy in the Nile River gearing up to do battle with the Egyptian navy. We also see armies from Pontus coming in and what looks like to be a neutral faction in Total War Rome 2, located at the end of the Nile River. As a quick little reminder, the cities that you see before you will expand as they grow in size. All cities will also have access to walls, while smaller settlements will not. Now onto the battle screens, which showcase the Roman navy dropping off their troops as they march to meet the Egyptians for battle, as the mighty pyramids overlook the battlefield. The graphics look simply gorgeous, as the beauty that the landscape offers to the player will soon become littered with the blood and sweat of many Roman and Egyptian soldiers. In the image, we see Roman legionnaires meeting the Hellenistic-like spearmen of the Egyptians, with camel riders supporting them. We also see a massive elephant charge heading toward the Egyptian soldiers, which could imply that the Romans have brought alongside the legionnaires mercenary elephant units during their travels across Egypt, as the Romans do not have the capabilities to build elephant units from Italy. Over here, another epic shot of the beauty of Egypt as armies wage war against each other. Here we have a naval battle between the Egyptians and the Romans, as the Roman navy landed their land force on the coastline of the Nile River. The navy was caught by surprise by the might of the Egyptian navy. Here we see ships ready to ram each other, board each other, as well as ships armed with catapults hurling flaming projectiles at one another. The level of detail in this scene is amazing, as we see ships being rammed, ramming, as well as archers firing upon enemy ships at a distance, ships catching on fire on their decks, most likely from the flaming arrows or other flaming projectiles. This next scene of the battle shows us a small encampment the Egyptians will defend during the battle. Here we see the Egyptians with the hell advantage going up against the Roman legionnaires, with archers deploying what looks like could be flaming arrows on the Roman units being supported by Egyptian spearmen. They have an enormous task of not only defending against Roman legionnaires but also Roman cavalry attempting to flank them. We also see at a distance the Roman navy fighting off the Egyptian navy, making this picture a good reference to how battles work in Rome Total War II. And further down the hill we see what looks like could be more battles being engaged by the two factions. In this picture, we see a close-up view of the battle as the camel riders of the Egyptian army clash into the Roman legion lines, which are bracing for impact. And as we can see, the level of detail that is put into the environments in Rome Total War II are also being done on the units as well. The way the camel riders slam into the Roman lines is incredible. Even the camel's demon-looking eyes look incredible. At a distance, we continue to see Roman lines being hammered by the Egyptians charging down the hill. And on our final scene of the battle, we could see camel riders picking off Roman soldiers, engaging the Egyptian soldiers running down the hill with their backs exposed, allowing the flanking archers to get off some quick kills. The beauty being employed in these units is absolutely breathtaking, from the way the camel looks to the Roman soldiers, even the smallest of details by the way a projectile looks in Rome Total War II. I can almost orgasm right now all over my face. And we are done, gentlemen. Those are the new screenshots that have come to us from the E3 demo of the battle of the Nile historical battle from Rome Total War II, as well as screenshots that Sega has put out weeks and days before in advance. Please like and share if you enjoyed this video, and for more Rome Total War II update videos, gameplay, as well as other videos of other strategy games, please visit my channel at youtube.com/masterofrawfulness. Now, can you please kindly fuck off?